Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a very beautiful, very amazing Perth, Australia, where I'm originally from. And I thought while I'm here for a couple of days, I'd make a couple of videos, and I got a pretty cool market to show you. It's right behind me. Let's head on inside as quick as we can. The place I want to show you is rather unique, and this is one of only 2 stores in the city of Perth. It's called Tony Ale Fruit and Vegetable Market, quite obviously on the sign right there. And it's open every day, 8 a.m. till 7 p.m. And I thought we'd go for a walk around. Now it actually is, I believe, about 6 p.m. And being winter here, it gets dark quite early. We're in the suburb of Cockburn in Western Australia. I will put a link to the location where I am. I'll put a Google Map pin. So if you are actually in Perth and you're watching this and you haven't been to Tony Ales before, you're missing out. Now it's a retail shop, of course, and a fruit and vegetable shop primarily, but it also has quite a lot more things. They have a very big warehouse and storage out the back, plenty of parking. This is my car for a couple of days right here, this little Toyota. And let's go on inside and see what we can find. Now, I did actually ask the staff about whether I can walk in and make a video. I'm just being super polite to do that. Winner of Fresh Produce Retailer of the Year 23-24. So that was only last year or not that long ago. And shopping baskets are right there. They even have the ones for the babies as well, which I don't think we have in Russia. I don't think I've ever seen them. Now, Tony Ales is originally very famous for its fruit and vegetables, which we're going to see right here in the entrance. I'm going to be very polite to people who are coming and going in the shop, and they have pretty much everything you want, regardless of the season. Now, of course, the prices will vary a lot depending on where the fruit is from, and of course the seasonality of it, and then the size of the packaging and different things like that. So what they do have quite a lot here is Product of Australia. This is actually a initiative of the government to have these logos on the signs to let you know where they're from. So it's quite important, Product of Australia or Made in Australia, that they've got the right wording. There is some Mexican mangoes right there. That's pretty neat. Now I will walk around and show you as much as I can. Now they are open, however, it's the last half an hour of their trading. So I think there won't be too many people in here. So there is actually this little grab and go section as you walk in. So you can grab something and then of course go into the shop. Broccoli bunches. And this is the store. Now, in Australia, we would call this a supermarket, of course, or a fruit and vegetable market. And quite typically, they'd be a little bit smaller than this, and they'd call them a deli or delicatessen. And this is very much a very large deli, and it's grown over the years to be a full-fledged supermarket. Pretty sure avocados must be seasonal right now because they're very cheap. And just have a look at how nice all these fruits and vegetables are. Strawberries are definitely out of season. This is winter right now. I'm only going to be here in Perth for 5 days. We actually leave tomorrow afternoon on our first of 3 flights back to Moscow. And it's been raining for 3.5 days, and this is the first dry blue sky day we've had, so very nice. All of this amazing food, and again, product of Australia, product of Thailand. We've got here grown in Australia, so these broccoli florets. The origin of the actual store, or Tony Ale himself, he's Italian. And the staff were just telling me he's 91 years old. And quite often he's actually here and doing a little bit of work and probably a lot of relaxing at the same time. But just have a look. This is not the lighting that's making everything look good. The food and products quite genuinely are amazing. Even just the way they're presented and they're displayed and they're stacked up. This is next level. Love the plants up here as well. And just the amount of choices. Now, I'm not in any way a chef or trained in cooking, but the amount of different choices of leaf vegetables as well. Anything you want, possibly for salad, you can get. These easy peel mandarins, absolutely delicious. We definitely have these peach donuts in Moscow. We can get them particularly in season. They've also got dried fruit up the top here as well, these small containers. Now, what they do here quite a lot, and we'll see it a little bit more as we walk around, is they have a lot of repackaged food into more manageable sizes for you to purchase. All of these different capsicums, chilies. It's amazing. And then we're going to come around the corner here to some of the dairy products. So don't fear about the content that you're watching. I will be back in Moscow in literally a few days. Depending on when you're watching this, I hope it's an enjoyable video for you, and to see what a supermarket or a food market looks like here in Australia, and particularly very close to where I'm from. I actually went to school about 20 minutes from here. We used to live around about 10 minutes away, quite literally. And we've actually shopped here quite a few times, particularly when we're traveling from where I live into the city and back. So I hope you enjoy this video and others on the channel. And Russian content will be back very soon once I catch a few flights home. They have a sign here talking about organic fruit and vegetables. And there is a section that they've put to one side from all of the full line fruits and veg. So you can get organic stuff if you want. Also some different drinks. Very nice. I'm not too sure how it separates from traditional to organic. I think it's maybe the fact they're not using chemicals and things like that on the spraying. But plenty of choices. I really do want to concentrate and show the fruit and veg as much as I can, because in Russia we have a love for tomatoes, but of course the Italians as well. They're experts at growing them. Have a look at all of these different types of cherry tomatoes, the different varieties. Grape tomatoes, honey blast. They've got different types. Aroma tomatoes. And this is what they're famous for. How many different types of tomatoes do you possibly want? And this is, of course, you can make salads. You could then go on and make pasta sauces. There's some prunes from Mexico, Chile, and Turkey. That's pretty neat that you can get them from different places. And then coming around over to the vegetables, all the different types of potatoes. This is what we always want to see, locally grown. And that's something which I think a lot of other countries can do better, especially in the shops, to let you know where things are from. Product of Western Australia, cassava. Has anybody heard of cassava before? Or what about taro? I think I'm very boring in my palette of eating, and I don't know all these things. So, banana shallots, golden shallots, My gosh, there is more types of vegetables than I know what to do with. But these apples are looking absolutely beautiful. Sundowner apples. Of course, the famous Granny Smith, I think, is around the whole world. And then these very red Bravo apples. Very nice. I can see why they won awards for the best shop. The other thing that they specialize in here is different types of pastas, and not specifically Australian made, but quite a lot of imported ones as well. And I think coming to a store like this, you really open your eyes to a lot of products that are well beyond the normal supermarket. And how many different types of Italian pasta there are. And then actually the pasta sauces here. Now there is Australian made products, and then of course imported as well. So there is a lot of choices. I am trying to walk around slowly. You can even see all the canned tomato purees down the bottom there. And then a lot of different oils, olive oils. Very nice. Vinegars. So this is probably considered as good as it gets for supermarkets in Western Australia. I mean, you can definitely see how a place like this would win awards for their shop and how it looks and what they have. And the thing is, when you come in here, right, you've got to be very focused, or your bank balance will be finished very quickly. Calabria sausage. Wow. Proudly West Australian, family owned and operated. So I'd imagine that there is some Italian families who are making the sausages locally and then selling them here. Dorzonia is a very well-known Western Australian meat producer also. So there is a whole section here with cheeses and pâtés and olives. Have a look at how many types of olives they have. It would have to be at least 25 different types. Sauerkraut. There's also some different marinated seafood as well. Fremantle octopus. That's the harbour here in Western Australia where most of the seafood will come through. And then some of the different sauces. So there's spices, ketchups, and this is on another level compared to any traditional supermarket. And also the amount of different products that are imported, of course, along with Australian items. But we don't make everything, we don't grow everything, but we try. And there are some teas. Now, the shop is very much a delicatessen style, so these narrow aisles and narrow walkways. There's even some Asian products right here, so lots of sauces for curries. Different seeds. And then the things for baking. Different maple syrups. So it's really very, very nice, the choices. Now, if you were to compare prices with a traditional supermarket, this sort of shop is very much on par. However, they've got a lot of unique items that you're not going to find in a mainstream supermarket. I mean, have a look at all the choices of cheese. There would have to be at least 150 types of cheese. And And then you've got some cereals, muesli, biscuits, Italian biscuits. My gosh. Oh, these waffles right here. These are delicious. I hope my wife has some things in her basket when I find her eventually. There is also plenty of honeys and jams. Quite famously, we have a lot of different jams, or a lot of honeys here in Western Australia. And if I can find one down the bottom here, so it even tells you the postcode where the hives are. And 6164 is literally this area where we are right now. You can see Cockburn right here. So this is actually as close as you can get from the shop that they're selling the actual honey in. Let's have a walk down and check out some of their coffees. And they've got also some of the local suppliers of coffee here. I'm fairly sure my wife bought this at Fremantle Markets. I wonder. And you've got a lot of the more niche companies. You don't see any of the traditional supermarket brands at all on the shelves. This is my wife's other favorite, this Victoria coffee. We've even got some drinks and juices, and of course plenty of Italian branded waters and drinks. Every type of Pellegrino you possibly want. There's a little bit of cooking supplies right there. But just have a look again at this cheese section. So there is Australian produced cheeses, and then there is imported cheeses as well. So there's a mixture. Some potato chips. This is the Australian, probably the most favorite brand, this chicken twisties. And I'm smiling a lot when I see all this because these are things that I know so well. So there's different types of shredded cheese for making pizzas and pastas. Wow. It's really very eye-opening to see the possibilities of what you can have in a supermarket. Normal milks, all of these different choc milks and chilled drinks. Oh, spearmint milk right there. This is from school times. Greek yogurts. Browns is a local dairy here in Western Australia that produces a lot of the milk, along with Harvey Fresh. This is the other local brand as well. And I'm not sure who buys things from the frozen section, but they have some. And I'm fairly sure that their butcher's section here is a different company. It's called Fussy Meats. And I'm pretty sure that they outsource this, and then they use separate butchers that produce all of the meats that are here. And a lot of it is things that are pretty much ready for cooking. So things that are already marinated or already prepared. They're the schnitzels. My gosh. Chicken wings, kebabs. Wow. These barbecue rissoles. Now, we do have butchers in Russia, but we don't have nearly as much prepared meats. So things that are already marinated and that are ready to be put straight into the pan or the oven. You can even get pastries made. They've got prepared meats. Let's have a look. Sausages, hamburger patties. So fussy burgers. Have a look at those hamburger patties, or in Russian it would be kotlets. Oh my gosh. And then plenty of types of sausages. And Zhenya right here, what did you find?
I bought lasagna for dinner.
Okay.
Bread for mother.
Some bread.
Cheeses,
Oh, and some cheeses.
a little bit of nuts.
Oh, as well. I think we might be the last shoppers in here just about.
Yeah.
So let me get round the shop as quick as we can. Also lots of snacks and dried fruits. So if you come during the day here, they do also have pies and pastries and cakes. Now I am here in the last hour. We aren't quite the last, I don't think. There must be some more nearby. There is a coffee shop as well where you can actually have coffee and some pizzas. And because I'm here at the end of the day, I made a concerted effort to come and make a video as quick as I could. They have lots of deli meats and homemade pies. So you just put them straight in the oven. Dinner is ready. Just have a look at the size of these meats and salamis and hams that they've got right here. Cheese plates. And then they've also got fresh pastas. So these are all prepared, and some of them just need to be basically boiled. Nice fresh bread. Ciabatta loaf. Have a look at that. Very nice. So also more biscuits, crackers, and I think some pizza bases as well. But you can see how easy it is to read that sign at the entrance that they're an award winner for the best supermarket. The other thing they have as well is plenty of ready food, even ready-made desserts, which look very nice. Lots of different pastas and salads, and also ready-made soups, which is really good. And they also have sandwiches, which, because it's close to closing time, their sandwich bar is closed. But have a look at these sheet pizzas that you can get. I don't think they'd even fit in my oven back in Moscow. But fresh made in store, so they do it all here and then put them out. Also the fruit bowls and sliced fruit. Have a look. Wow. This is making me hungry just walking around. Fresh juices. And then on the other side of the entrance, also salads as well. So very nice, really and truly. So if you live in Perth, make sure you get a time and come down to Tony Ailes. Now, I've been here quite a few times shopping, so I know the store already, but what a selection. As I head out of the store, I just want to say a very big thank you to the staff that work here at Tony Ailes. It's really a pleasure to come and make a video and put it on my channel. I did want to make quite a few different videos here in Perth, but it's very challenging to get permission to film in public places. It's actually dark outside and it's just gone 6 p.m. and it's pitch black. This is winter in Perth. And if you are interested to come here, of course, if you're watching from across the world, no worries at all. But if you want to actually look it up, I think they might even have a website. We'll check and see. But I will put a Google Maps pin to where it is, and even the time that I'm here, because a lot of people always ask me, what time are you filming, what day of the week it is. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, post a comment, let me know what you think of a Australian fruit and veg market and how it might compare to where you live somewhere else beyond Australia, or how does it compare in Russia to here in Australia as well. My wife's already in the car and we're ready to drive on home. So thanks everybody. If you want to follow me on Telegram, my link is right here. I do post things as I've been traveling. And if you want to see an old video on the channel, click this link and you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.